Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakal Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, or the true leaders of Israel today. And salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who risk their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushua. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we're the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Dekalia, and in the news, there has been a underwater volcano in PNW is about to blow. Huge 7.5 magnitude earthquake and swarming strikes Drake Passage. Now, according to the news, it says Argentina earthquake prompts tsunami warning. All right, so apparently Argentina, off the coast of it, down south, a little bit south of it, there has been a succession of earthquakes, a 5.7, a 5.6, and a 7.4. So the 7.4 occurred first, and then it was followed up with a 5.6 and then a 5.7 earthquake. All right, and then it says Chile issues tsunami warning after earthquake. So that's recent, 31 minutes ago. All right. Evacuations ordered after large earthquake triggers tsunami warning. Chile lifts tsunami alert after 7.4 Drake Passage earthquake. All right. So why am I bringing this out? Why is this relevant? Well, it's relevant because according to Bible prophecy, we would be seeing such things such as earthquakes in diverse places when it is that we are approaching the end of the kingdom of Esau, the so-called white man, right? The end of the world, which is the end of a period of time, the end of an age, right? And right now it is the age, it is the era of the rulership of the Edomites, right? This is Esau's kingdom. And this era is set to come to an end, and a part of its end are the severe judgments that are coming from Yahweh Shemishai. And the Lord let us know of the signs that we would see of the end. In Matthew chapter 24 and verse 3, it says, And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world, right? The sign of the coming of our Lord Yahushua, because our Lord Yahushua is going to return, and Yahushua is going to return and deliver the elect of the nation of Israel, and he's only going to deliver the nation of Israel, but even of the nation of Israel, only the elect will be saved, right? There's a portion of our people that are slated for judgment. And when Yahushua returns, he's going to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel from the four corners of the earth, and the elect, the 1/3 from America. And he's also going to aid in the destruction of America, right? And of course, with the return of Yahushua, that's it for Esau's kingdom. It's done. That is the kingdom of heaven starting, okay, when it is that our Lord Yahushua returns. So it says, And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And we've been in this period of time, hearing about wars and rumors of wars for years upon years upon years, and especially right now, more so than ever before. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And the same thing again. And the reason why that is happening, that nation is rising against nation and kingdom against kingdom, is because also it is a part of Bible prophecy, World War III. So the heathen are having a spirit put upon them to go to war, right? And then all of the major players regarding World War III, you have America, NATO, the EU, the State of Israel, Russia, Iran, and the rest of Russia's allies. All right, all of these nations are going to be partaking in World War III. So leading up to the war over there that's going to happen in the so-called Middle East, which is Western Asia, there's going to be a buildup of it. So we can see all of the geopolitical tensions that are happening between all of these major players for World War III. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So we're going to be seeing these things. Famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And the earthquakes, it's been happening frequently, and here it is once again, proof, right? This right here, the fact that it's happening, the frequency of these earthquakes should put you on notice, man, to know that we are at the end, as the scriptures say, man, okay? But also, it says, and earthquakes in diverse places, but that's accompanied also with pestilences and famine, which then says, what? That the pestilences and the famine are very, very close, because the earthquakes are happening just regularly, right? It happens so regularly that people are so accustomed to it that they ignore it. You know what I'm saying? But based off of Bible prophecy, we at the end, okay? All these are the beginning of sorrows. And so when we're experiencing this period of time that we're in right now, right? All of these things are happening. We're just really waiting for the pestilence to really ramp up in a certain kind of way and the famine to hit, all right? But then Yahushua said all these are the beginning of sorrows, the beginning of sorrows, all right? Because this devil, the so-called white man, the wicked elite of Esau, Edom, they have an agenda at hand, and that's their NWO. And they're changing the entire world system, the entire world payment system, and they're introducing a completely digital system and way of life driven by artificial intelligence and technology, right? A digital ID system based off of biometrics, and all of it is so that they can microchip the entire world, and the microchip is the mark of the beast. All right, these are the times that we're in, man. And it says all these are the beginning of sorrows, because we're going to be experiencing earthquakes, pestilences, and famine, and then there's going to be the brewing of war. And then this devil, as the scriptures say, that he's coming with great wrath, because he knows that he had but a short time. And it says that there's order out of chaos, right? That's their motto. Okay, so they're going to be bringing chaotic situations to the world, and famine is one of those primary tools to do that, to change how people are living. And the situation is going to be so chaotic and so terrible, Jacob's trouble, a time like never before upon us as a nation, that when it is that they offer their solution to be relieved of the trouble, is going to be that microchip. They're going to tell you that unless you have the microchip, you won't be able to eat, you won't be able to have access to goods or services or anything that the world has to offer. That's where it's heading towards. And then that's going to be the hour of temptation, because, you know, people is the hour of temptation, because, you know, you're going to be tempted with taking the microchip given the situation at hand. And it is only those who Yahweh Shemishai allows to overcome the hour of temptation, then those individuals will overcome it, which those will be members of the elect. But these are the times that we're in, man. Okay, it's very clear, the signs. And Dabu was saying something, because he mentions this situation
now. As you can see here in this image, the quake maps showing that this is an ongoing swarm around magnitudes 5, 6. And really, the only good thing about this is that there's no major cities directly around this region. You can see it's right off Cape Horn. That would be the closest and most direct place, that city right there, that would be affected by any tsunamis or would have felt this quake activity. But we've been seeing a lot around the globe. We've just seen big activity within the past couple days in New Zealand. We've also seen some minor activity, but in odd locations across the U.S., like in Utah. The New Madrid has been hit. And we also have reports now of an underwater volcano that is ready to blow. They're saying that this thing is located off the Pacific Northwest. I've reported on this area before in the past, but they're saying that this year it's going to erupt. This is the axial seamount that sits a couple hundred miles off the coast of Oregon, off the west coast, and they really don't know what it's going to do. Just like most volcanoes, you just got to kind of wait for the eruption, see what it's like, what all happens, and what comes from it. Can it trigger other things? Possibly. But there's a lot of activity going on right now, and with big quakes popping off and with underwater volcanoes expected to blow, I just wanted to put the heads up out there and let folks know, Pacific Northwest, be on the watch out for any activity, increased earthquake activity, or this eruption. But join me for the live.
All right. So, yeah, man. Earthquakes all over the place, man. It's a sign of the end. I want to go back to the Matthew 24. And I want to go to the word world here in verse 3. As you can see, it says aeon in the Greek, Strong's G165, which says period of time or age, right? So it says the coming and the end of the world. So the coming and the end of a period of time or age. Okay, so let's go to 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. And it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest parts of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and these things are frequent. All right, the earthquakes, you know, we've been on that topic, the uproars of the people in the world, a regular thing, protests, etc. As the scriptures say, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear through, the people mourn, right? To paraphrase, and the wicked are in rulership, so the people are in mourning, and that's why they're out there protesting against their leaders, all right? And the wicked are the Edomites, and the righteous are the Israelites. Then shalt thou understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. See, the end is manifest, the end of the world, which is talking about the end of an age, the end of the age of the Edomites. This is what is the times that we're in right now. Okay, and it's very clear to see. So given the times that we're in, and knowing that, because, you know, Yahweh Shemishai has sent out the prophets out there to warn the people of the things that are coming. And so it says in 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Right? Esau's kingdom is going to be done away with. The way of this life that we know it and how things operate and everything is going to be done away with. The earth is going to be cleansed of Esau's rulership, and then the kingdom of Yahweh Shemishai is going to be established, man. The kingdom of the Israelites, the kingdom of heaven. And it's going to be governed by the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shemishai. So it's going to be a completely different way of life, a completely different rulership, one that is prosperous, right, and righteous. Okay? Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, right? Because in this world, it's all carnal, right? The people that are ruling are the wicked, and they've built this world to fulfill the desires of the flesh, which is to go off to sin, right? And it's a world that's just built in that kind of way. But the fashion of this world passeth away, as the scriptures say, right? So, you know, your mindset should be, and this is only for the Israelites, this message, your mindset should be one towards salvation, one towards Yahweh Shemishai, one towards the kingdom coming. This world and the way it is, it's going to be completely done away with. There's no sense in having your mind set on this world at all. All right. Looking for and hastening on to the coming of the day of Yahweh Shemishai, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And that's it, man. Severe judgment is coming. And if, you know, you don't have the Thawa, which is the mark of exemption, right? Which is a spiritual mark in Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4, you're through, right? But you should hope to want to be saved, right? Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth. For new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. And that's coming, man. And that's where your mindset should be, right? seeking salvation, hoping for the kingdom to come, hoping for Yahushua to return, and that, that you shall receive mercy. And that's the same for me as well. All right, we are of the hopeful elect. So with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai Bashmakal Kodesh. Shalom.